Hey everyone, so this is one of my more favorite vlogs that I've ever recorded. I am in CSP, Sarasota, Florida, and this vlog is going to be all about way back at the beginning of my awakening. Pelicans behind me. And many of you know, if you've been following me for any length of time, that my awakening began with the illness of my father, and then this receipt of a download I got that he would not be staying. And then being with him when he crossed over, and him coming back, and just the doors to multidimensional reality kicked open, and it's never been the same since. So in those early years, my dad would talk to me, among other things, about fractals that I didn't understand at the time. Now I get it, we're all source fractals. But at the time he would talk about the surf, like communicating with him on the other side, right? He's not in his body and in this physical dimension anymore. Is a lot like, well, it's a lot like this, right? It's walking where the sea meets the land. It's this kind of liminal space in between. It's not quite land, it's not quite sea, it's something in between. So in order to communicate with your loved ones on the other side, guides, your own higher multidimensional structure, you have to bring yourself into a bit of a higher frequency. And they're working, they might be downshifting to be able to reach you in your frequency, just a lot like you change the radio band, right? But I loved, I was writing poetry at the time with my dad. He liked to write poetry. So it was a really, looking back, it's been a wild ride ever since, right? Went way beyond spirit mediumship. But that's like just a really foundational, beautiful metaphor, is you're not quite in just this dimension, and you're not in that dimension. You're like setting up appointments to meet somewhere in between. So I highly recommend that you hold that metaphor in mind when you're looking to connect with your greater self, looking to connect with your spirit guides, looking to connect with your loved ones, especially your loved ones on the other side. The other thing that's coming in from there is that each person has a unique kind of frequency signature. So we can change our appearance using our consciousness in other dimensions, but you're going to recognize your loved ones. A lot of times they take the form of like 30, right? Because, who wants to really be showing up except to be recognized in your, aged form? But the frequency signature is unmistakable, and you will recognize that. So I can offer that to you as well. Now, this morning when I was out here, there was a beautiful sailboat on the horizon, and then 2 dolphins showed up. Yeah, so we'll channel a message, kind of bring a message through from the dolphin collective. Yeah, take a breath. They're like, lighten up. Make it more playful. How can I make it more playful? How can I make this human walk on this terra firma, this land, more playful? So I talk an awful lot about joy, and it's a little bit similar, but there's a distinction in that it's almost like giving yourself permission to let your child self lead rather than the adult. Like, the child likes to skip and splash and play and isn't worrying about what other people think and what will they think of me. I get stared at all the time talking about what I do in public places, right? And at some point I had to just decide not to care, right? And actually, as a public service, some people have walked by, heard what I said, come back and said, I heard what you said, I'm going to use that, right? Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't apologize for who you are. Now, interestingly, a message just came in, beyond lighten up and keep it playful, but I heard it's going better than you think it is. So for those of you who are any sort of hand-wringing or consternation, this whole project isn't moving fast enough, and human evolution, and why are we still having the problems we are, or whatever the issue you're focusing on, it's going better than you think it is. And I can feel some people in the field asking, well, how do you know that? How do you know? Okay, drop into your heart and feel it. Okay, and then kind of the wrap up that's coming in is, in addition to it's going better than you think it is don't forget you came here to experience all the delights of a physical journey. Don't forget that either. Yeah. All right. I love you all. Have a wonderful day.